Welcome to Working with Demons. Like you may know, my name is Savannah, otherwise known as Black Witch S. And you may also know that this is the second time that I've recorded this course. The reason why is that I realized the first go around that people tend to jump right into the middle content or the end content of courses, and they don't tend to actually do the foundational exercises that I recommend, and then they jump on the forums and complain that they're not getting the results. So this time around, I'm really going to force you into doing a few weeks background exercises and preparation before I give you the main exercise. Now, if you're reading through the Facebook forum and so forth, you probably know what that is already. But I'm telling you right now, your chances of success are going to be really low unless you're going to do what I say in this first week's lesson. So we all know that we're all time poor and we all have a billion things to do. Everybody's the same. Don't think it's just you. But if you want to learn something new in this busy time that we're all in, you do have to dedicate a few hours a week to this new skill building, new skill building thing that you're trying to do, okay? So let's get into it. I'm going to share with you what I want you to do this week. Firstly, you hear me talk about this all the time, is meditation. So I don't mean that you have to go and sit in a corner and put in 5 to 10 minutes doing any of the exercises, for example, like I spoke about in spiritual warfare or some of the other videos. What I want for you to do in these from now on actually, is to be able to take at least 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes, time it on an egg timer, that you can sit there and not have any technology on, not be playing on your phone, not have a computer on that's dinging in the background. Just sit there with yourself in your own mind. That's all I want you to do. And as you're thinking thoughts, just know that they're thoughts that you're thinking, and go back to just try and think about, I'm just here thinking a thought. I'm thinking no thought in particular. I'm just thinking a thought. Getting comfortable in the nothingness. So if you haven't done that before, it's going to be terribly hard for you, because the urge to feel like you need to be doing something is going to be quite overwhelming. And I promise you, until you get out of that mindset of thinking about what you need to be doing right now, what you need to achieve, I'm only doing this stupid course so I can get my girlfriend back or win $1 million or have a bigger dick or whatever you want to do, that all needs to go out of your head, because you can't connect through your sixth sense if you can't shut the fuck up and be able to connect to that sixth sense. Okay, so whether it's going to be visual, sound, energy, whatever it damn is, unless you're able to shut your mind and shut your mouth, stop playing with your phones and devices, you're not going to achieve it. Doesn't matter what I teach you. Okay, 5 minutes a day, get a little book. I want you to get a journal anyways, whether it's an online journal for now or your book of shadows or just a notepad. Just go and get a folder like I love, just a good old folder with paper in there, loose paper, whatever. Just take lots of notes. I'm a real scribbler, okay? And just take down notes. Monday, 5 minutes. Tuesday, 5 minutes. Wednesday, I forgot about it. Thursday, I was too drunk. Friday, I did it. Saturday, I did 10 minutes. Do you get the picture? You really have to take this seriously, especially if you want to take you seriously when I will ask you these questions when you need to troubleshoot this with me. Secondly, this week, I need you to take time to research demons before you actually get into it. Now, I know you've jumped all over the internet and you jumped on, there's a couple of great sites out there that list lots of demons and all their different specifics and skills and so forth. But have you actually put pen to paper and wrote down, murmur, demon for death, he likes this, it feels like a she energy, some people say this, You should burn, he likes this candle. Do you see what I mean? I want you to actually take the time and do this research, 10 demons. Now this I told you to do, everyone to do in the original lesson plan I gave you. But before you do anything else, you need to be able to research this. This shows a lot of respect. We're working with demons. The idea of this course is to have a working, ongoing relationship with the oldest, darkest, deepest spiritual force that's in this entire world. It's the most powerful force. It's a force that can give you whatever you want. Take the time to do the research. So many of you don't. I found that in the first time around, people have their favorite demon, and it's normally Lucifer or Satan, and they just want to get straight in there and talk to the big guy and, oh, my boyfriend left me and I really want him back. What can I do? I really want money. My life has sucked. I want money. Let me contact Clinic and he'll set up my business. I'm telling you right now, maybe Clinic doesn't want to talk to you. Maybe Satan wants nothing to do with you right now because he can see straight through the logic of why you're doing this course for now. If you put in the time, the demons will give you time on the back end. That's my experience all these years, not just last year, okay, not just 2 years ago, not since YouTube started. You know, this is a long-term, lifelong way of life for me. So you've got to show them respect, and there's reasons for that, and we'll get into that in other videos as well. So I used to say 5, just do research on 5. I want you to do 10 demons before you even begin the first exercise. Okay, 10 demons. Even if it's 1 page of information I want you to take down. As much information as you can get. Now, you will find information that differs between the books and the websites and so forth. And you'll realize the reason is that as you're getting better at contacting demons, the information that comes up for you personally will be different from how other people experience it. That's all I want you to know for right now. So whatever you write down, just realize that you could be changing this as time goes on. Allow flexibility when you learn, okay? So just take down maybe some notes, okay? Joy of Satan said this way, Black Witch Coven said this way, whatever the site is said this way, Wikipedia said that. You know, just take little notes, and then as you make your own adaptations and changes, and you can tailor it to how that demon connects to your energy and what works best for you. That's most important, okay? So 10 demons, all the information you can. Make sure you get their sigil. If they have a sigil, if they have a seal, make sure you write it down because that'll be important too. So basically, everything that you can, researching 10 demons. Also, just on that, I want you to research 10 different types of demons. So just don't go all for love demons, for example, from my own. And I will put this in a little note. I'll start making 1 pages with this listed down for you guys. If you're doing a love and lust demon, I want you to maybe do, do Astaroth. Of course, I'm completely biased. But you can do Lilith, okay? What else? Who else can you do? If you're doing a death demon, maybe do a murmur. You just don't have to do Satan and Lucifer, although you can research him too. But and in both, do Satan and do Lucifer. If you so choose, but choose murmur. Try and choose between male and female. That's what I'm getting at. Because what you'll do is you'll find to gravitate towards a demon with a set of demons with a certain set of abilities. And then based on your experience in life, you'll either go for a more all masculine energy or all female energy. And the reason why I want you to change it up is because I want you to go for or experience, when we get into it, all different types of energies. So maybe if you're only used to dealing with a female energy and you've stayed away from dealing with a masculine energy, you might find actually when you get into it that you have a better response now with a masculine energy. And so when the goal is to work with a demon to achieve something, you want to be able to truly understand who you can connect with and who you are having troubles with right now connecting with. Okay, so I hope I've cleared up all of that. Also, I just took a note here to make sure you can write up your experiences either on the Working with Demons site forum. There's a student section that's just closed off to the rest of the world and now, so you can start to use that. And I will jump in there once a week. I think it was on a Thursday or Friday, I said, and actually get involved in the forum too. Or go on to the Facebook group, the Working with Demons Facebook group, because there's lots of old comments and things that you can actually add to and learn quite a bit from the past students that were in that group. Yes, so just make sure we take lots of notes here and add the notes if you want, or you don't have to if you don't want to. All right, now the other thing I wanted you to focus on this week, okay, is the setting up of your temple, your demonic workspace, or your workspace for the black arts. Now, recently I just did a video on this, but I wanted to give special instructions to you guys since you're doing the class, and most of you will have the ability to set up a dedicated altar space that is always out in the open. But if you don't, that's totally cool. Once again, you can have a temporary space or a space that's like a pop-up space, or even outside. Outside is an awesome place to do your works on the left-hand path, especially if you have children in the house. You've heard me say that time and time again. So here, I just wanted to go through what you actually need. So here on this altar, it's a working altar space, this one here. So right now I'm working some love magic work. I've got some mirror boxes there to reflect any negativity. That's a little bit outside of the scope of what I'm talking about today. But essentially all you need is 2 black candles at the back ends of the altar. If you've got some level of statue, you don't have to have an altar statue like I do, but or a picture on the wall. But if you can get a print out of that, or even a sigil of your demon or of Lucifer, okay, and you could quite easily have that at the back of the altar, okay? So that is one tip. If you wanted to have a altar cloth, you could either have the Baphomet if you want. As you can see, mine is well used. Or you can have some black altar cloth if you like. I like to put a piece of perspex or glass on here because I can get really quite messy, and when the incense is burning, it can drop onto the altar cloth and be a fire hazard. And like you know, a lot of us will leave these candles burning, probably if we get distracted, or perhaps if we're allowing a spell or an offering or a dedication to go through, and the demon doesn't accept or appreciate what you're having to offer. He can or she can knock down the candles to let you know, hey, don't do that again. Read the Facebook notes about that. Many of you have experienced that in the past, I know. So we've got the 2 black candles. You've got your statue or sigil at the back, and you've got some incense that's burning. Generally, that goes in the center of the altar. Now, other tools that you might have on your altar space, which are all just additional, right? That is really all you need. Oh, what I do recommend, of course, is getting for offerings, you want those little lancets. That's what they're called, aren't they? I think so. Just for getting a drop of the blood. So I always have these on hand. Of course, whatever incense you're putting into your incense burner. If you can't afford to get the whole kit right now, don't stress out about it. But of course, you might want to start getting different things like your knives, scrying mirrors, wands. Okay, I've got specialty made wands that one of my coven members makes these actually. So when he gets around to it, he likes to make different things. But these are just, I mean, they're not necessary. They're lots of fun, but they're not necessary, okay? And yeah, I really enjoy my wands and my witchy tools. I think I've done a video showing how to make these wands too with copper and the crystal, and this is more for healing, right? So each wand has a purpose, but they're not necessary. So you might want to get, the black scrying mirror. I've got that on my hoodoo altar right now. What else? You might want to get, actually you should get a pendulum. That is very, very important, especially if you're not being able to sense the answers just now and you just want to get quick answers. Pendulums are really good for that. I think I've spoken about that quite a fair bit. They're super cheap as well. You can get fancy ones, you can get cheap ones, you can even make one. You use whatever, your necklace with a ring on it. There's lots of different ways you can make a pendulum. But essentially, you don't need a lot for your demon to talk to your demon. Yes, if tarot, if you can, it's not necessary. I'll say that straight out the line. It's not necessary to learn that for this course at all. So I'll retract that last one. But that's essentially all you want. You just want two black candles that actually burn black all the way through. These are, I won't pick that up. A lot of black candles have white wax in the center. You don't want that at all. So you want ones that are just completely black. All optional. I have lots of black and red candles around. You'll always see me black and red candles. And you'll see me with lots of little, these type of candles, okay? I always have a ton of them. So if I've told you guys that I'm doing a blessing for someone, or, I'm giving you special mention, or, a special shout out, what I'll do is I'll dress this candle. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, in a special oil, depending on what your need is or not. I'll inscribe your name in it or put a petition under the candle. I'll light the candle. Say let's do it for little lady Hannah, because she's been so wonderful. And I will put that there burning on my altar, and that'll only take between, say, maybe 10 to 20 minutes to burn down. And it's better than dressing large candles like this and leaving them burning. So I normally don't leave them burning. After I finish my ritual routine, I'll blow out those candles and say, so mote it be. The other candles burning on the altar are not necessary, and they're just burning there for spell casting purposes on my demonic altar. Right, so that's what I want you to cover this week. Meditation, researching your demons, preparing your temple space. Oh, so preparing the temple space. So once you've got all those items, it's really important to consecrate them, okay? What that means is that you're clearing away the old energy from them. So whatever that item was. So say, for example, you just bought a magic wand, or let's just say this stone, okay? Now I could even leave it under the moonlight. I can wash it in salt water. But all I need to do is wave it around under the smoke, smudging it and clearing it, actually visualizing the old negative energy leaving this stone. And then, of course, if it's a stone, I'm going to hold it into my hand to actually bond with it, if you like. And I could do that all around my space, clearing the energy. And I would even do a little dedication to this area. I've got some better videos I will repost here for you guys to look at about setting up and consecrating the altar space, about the inside and outside altars. But essentially, you just need to create a little space here For example, I'm here in this room, and this corner is purely dedicated to my left-hand path workings. And then when I step into this space, I just know that I'm moving from the mundane into the magical, that I'm protected in this space, and that it's here that I'm doing my offerings and my dedication and my work to connecting to my demons. So even if it's a box, if you've got a box or a shelf and a drawer, you just do the same. You smudge that space, you dedicate that space to the workings of the left-hand path or for your dark magic purposes, and you do nothing else in that space. So if you've got a drawer or a box that you've dedicated, you don't use that for anything else. It's just for that purpose. Okay? Right, so that's this week. I'm going to leave each video in this series with a little concept or idea that I normally wouldn't talk about on a public forum. And that is, this week I just want to bring up a hot topic of the demon's sex. So what I mean is like the sex of the demon, male or female. What energy is it? You'll notice this day and age, now that we're all speaking so freely online and so forth, that many people will say, for example, even Astaroth, let's use Astaroth for an example, that traditionally Astaroth in the Goetia was a male demon, and so many people experience Astaroth as a male energy. And then you'll see people starting to talk about Astaroth as a female energy. Even myself, I experience Astaroth as a female energy. And that could be because when I'm channeling Astaroth or I'm getting in touch with Astaroth, I feel her pain from when she was on the earth, or her goddess status, not just the demon status, but the goddess status, and how, she was so wronged. I see her as really regal and wise and extremely powerful, and I feel the powerful female energy. But if you're working with Astaroth, you could be channeling a different aspect of that energy, the demon's energy. And so maybe you do experience Astaroth as a male. And I just want to say that that is perfectly okay, because the truth is demons are really sexless. And that is a really controversial point, I know, but our souls are also sexless. So think about it. When we reincarnate, how do I know this? When we reincarnate, you could come back. I could be female in this life. I can come back as a male in my next life. I could have a male experience. Maybe I come back and I'm an Ethiopian starving in the desert, and my lesson on that time around will be to appreciate and simple things in life. Maybe that will be my lesson the next time around. Maybe I grow up as a Mexican man, having to experience what it's like to need to break free from Mexico and escape into America. And I need that level of experience for a certain lesson that I need to learn. So you do reincarnate with the same pot of people, but the sex that you come back could be different when you reincarnate. Isn't that mind-blowing? But we know this to be true. If you do any past life work, you know this to be true. You don't always come back the same sex. Scary, huh? So, where does that leave us with the demons? Well, what I want you to really experience and know is that when you're connecting with the demon's energy, you're having your own experience based on your own experience in this life and your residue energies that you're bringing forward from your past lives. So I just want you to keep a really open mind when connecting with the demons, not only just of yourself. So as you're meditating and you're starting to get used to all this different energy that's coming in, you're really learning a lot about yourself and how you're connecting to energy. You're feeling the energy, and sometimes it feels really scary, and sometimes it feels uncomfortable for reasons, not just it's scary, but it's bringing up something in you, and it's probably something from your past. So just take note, take lots of notes, get your books, whether it's an online book or it's a book of shadows or it's just a notepad or whatever that you're dedicating for this work, and really take down notes about what you're experiencing with each of these and with yourself along this way. So that's my hot topic point for this week. And if you wanted to start a forum post about this, you're more than welcome to. And I can explain in more detail, if you guys like, in that forum post when I get on there on the Thursday. It's either Thursday or Friday. All right, well, thank you for your patience. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and look out for the printable lesson plan on this. I'll make some bullet point notes so you can follow the bouncing ball. Blessed Beast, see you next time.